Alright, let's get this going. Hello, everyone. So, what I've done for my capstone project is the tacos al grill. It's going to be about, it's pretty much the concept of tacos al grill is like a fast food Mexican restaurant, kind of like Taco Bell, except better, more authentic, with like more authentic tacos, burritos, and things like that. It is going to have a drive-through, and it's also going to be dine-in, just like a regular fast food restaurant. But this is going to be a little bit more fancy, a little bit more elegant. But as a Mexican person, I feel like we need something, for the to go, something fast, something quick, and something that tastes like what we eat at home and what our mom makes. And yeah, so I think it's something that people are going to like because we like real food, and it's something that you can like, it's really easy and fast to be made. Um so yeah, so like I said, it's an accumulation of my work as a graphic designer. Um I've made some business cards, some food wrapping, food packaging material, items, and so on. My plans support my first capstone concept because I'm still doing branding, especially for a restaurant, which was decided since the beginning. I also really want to show some architecture features that also help the look and feel of the restaurant, not done by me, but definitely give it an extra touch so the client can really understand a little more of the style of the restaurant. So I always wanted to be an architect or an interior designer. Um, I think it's really important for the client and for uh, the customers to know, to have like this environment, this vibe of a restaurant. I think that's something that really makes a place stand out from the rest. And I think it's really important. I don't think they teach us this as a graphic designer, but I still think it's really important and crucial to make your graphic designing go with the rest of the place, because it might be like this really ugly place, but if the graphic design goes great with the ugly place, it's just going to make it pop and make it look better, give it a little bit more character, and maybe the ugly starts to look more of like intentional, like an intentional look, like an intentional style, just by adding a few graphics in there, in the walls, in the design, in the marketing items, and things like that. So I think it's really important as a graphic designer to also put into consideration the interior design of a business. And this is just some inspiration I gathered when I was first starting to do my project. Okay, so some branding guides that I had. As you can see here, the main color palettes are going to be this one. The good part about my brand is that you have a lot of options, a lot of colors. I really wanted to do the gradients and all this type of shades because I wanted it to look fancier. If I would have stayed with this, it would have looked like McDonald's or like Jack in the Box, things like that. But with this tones, it makes it a more realistic seasoning, the spices, the smoky meat, and just all the flavor and delicious stuff that you put and you eat when you eat meat. Um, and yeah, some gradients. I think the gradients are great for whenever you're doing something with web design or something digital. so it gives it a more modern look, even though my style is going to be more of like a retro industrial. But it's important to balance it out. If the style is like this old antique type of style, it's important to let the customer know that it's still updated and it's still working with what the media and what the popular um, opinion likes, which is technology. So it's good to have both areas, a little bit of like nostalgic and then a little bit of like a modern look to it. Uh, then my branding guides for the logo. I had this original logo and then I went for this shadow in the back. It's really useful to make it stand out a little bit more, give it a little three dimensionality. This one is great whenever you have like a black back, because it really makes it stand out. It looks like a sticker like. I love stickers, so that was kind of like the inspiration of this. And I just think it gives it such a like a retro look because of the sticker look. And it's great for like embroidery because it will make it stand out from the clothing. Um, and then some fonts that I used. Here I labeled the ones that I used for the main logo. And then here is what I used for advertising, which I thought worked well when it came to like advertising. Some branding guides for a pattern. Again, this is the original, the first version that came out. Then I made this specially for the paper wax. For like wrapping the tacos, the burritos, all the to-go orders. Maybe put it on the plate where the food is going to be served for the people dining inside, and things like that. This pattern is more for like for web, for like a cell phone app, for like web design, web page, things like that. Things where you're going to be putting more text on top of it, so you want it really subtle, so it doesn't distract too much from the eye, but you still want to add a little bit something in the background. And then this one, I made it more for like the food truck. Maybe you could like put a whole wall made out of that. Something physical, something that you want something to stand out, like the food truck. That's going to be really clean and just like this modern, at the same time like this kind of retro look because of the type of font that I picked, which is like it has like this weathered look to it. And this is the wax paper in the big size. So that's what all the fonts and all the drawings look like. I was the one that did all this drawings by myself. It took a little bit of time, but I think it was well worth it, and it definitely gives it like a unique look to it. Then, my interior design, like again, I think it's really important to talk about interior design when we're talking about graphic design, because they work hand in hand together and you all reflect the same thing. So what I have going on is like the retro industrial design, and we're going to accomplish this because of the concrete, the bricks, the metals, and the wood, which give it that look. Again, that's why there's a lot of black tones in my design, because we want to go for that darker tone. Same as like the warm reds and oranges, resemble kind of the wood and the bricks. So yeah. And we're going to be having some classical plates that are going to give it just like the authentic Mexican, which is also going to give it that delicious flavor when that sizzling taco comes out of the kitchen with those fresh vegetables. I created this first marketing kind of like a thing for the table. Yeah, and again, incorporating the plates and the promotions and the logo and all that stuff. Another two more marketing items. You can put it outside or you can put it in the wall. But again, the logo here, you can see that it is not like the original one, but it is still using the same fonts as the original, but it just doesn't have the illustration, so that's okay. And yeah, lots of fonts and lots of words, and keeping the wood look in the background. Again, with this one, the wood, the brick, you know. I also made some gift cards because I thought if I wanted to do a restaurant, I don't want to just do a restaurant. I want to do like a whole franchise. So franchises need gift cards. So that's a gift card that people can buy at Walmart or wherever. The to-go bags for the restaurants, for the people that are going to be dining to go. I wanted it to be paper material because, you know, saving the ecosystem. Like, it's not good to like be creating all this one-time plastic bags all the time. And so yeah, we're eco-friendly, so we're always going to be using paper products and like things that can just get burned really easily, not contaminate or just get decomposed. And then a water for like the water glasses that are going to be for the dining in the restaurant. This is the business cards. I don't know, for employees, for the owner. This is what I came up with. But yeah, again, showing how the gradient is going to be working throughout this brand. And like again, with the words, you can see, especially in the logo, how the gradient works in this brand. Okay, and then we have the website. The website, I feel like it looks really modern, really juicy with like this warm tones, like the red, the orange, the yellow, you know, like a salsa, like a spice. Um, yeah, so this is what I did. Here is half of the top part, half of the bottom, and then the whole piece, so you can see how it is arranged. But this is so you guys can see it closer, and then this is how you would be able to see it from the computer and from your cell phone. Especially from the cell phone, because everyone now orders through the cell phone, not really a laptop. And then I was thinking, well, we are not really a fast food, like we are, but we're not. So it would be great to have our own food truck because we can do food really quickly, but at the same time, it's like a fancier type of food because, you know, it's a good meat, like real meat, real vegetables, real everything. It's like authentic. It's like what you go to Mexico and you buy there for like a good amount of money and delicious. It's like what you have to try. So, our own food truck. I feel like again the black gives it that industrial look, keeping again the wood texture. I put the pattern that I created on top with this gradient look. I think that gives it like that modern look that I was talking to you guys about. And then lots of colors, you know, always keeping the green, the orange, the yellow, the red all throughout my brand because, you know, chili, meat, and I don't know, onions and everything else, you know, so spices, everything that's what the what gives flavor to the food. And then these are my last works that I did. I thought it would be important to show kind of what the employees are going to be wearing when they're there. And yeah, I decided to do this by just keeping this design in the bottom half of the apron, and then just putting the logo all throughout, embroidered. See what I was talking to you about? Embroidered logo. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I didn't do a menu because I was like, you know what? Since we're really modern and we are really out there with the technology, I'm just going to make this like this menu how it is now with the pandemic so people don't grab it and touch it and everything's clean and sanitary. So I'm just going to make a scan code. Why? Many reasons. One is one less thing to print, so it comes cheaper for the client. Also, because we already have a web page, so you can make your order through the web page, from the food truck or from the restaurant, and that's how it's going to work. We're not really going to have any waiters. We're not really going to have like anyone taking orders. It's just going to let you know when your food's ready. Come pick it up, and there you go. I don't know. Maybe you might have waiters, but it's just something faster, and something more innovative, I guess. But yeah, I feel like that really explained my whole concept. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a nice day, guys.